Good evening, everybody. Hey, would you look at that? OBS decided to display the game this time. Well, I gotta fix the size, and there we go. So, we got... Oh, okay. Usually the verifying file integrity takes way longer than that. That flew by in like 3 seconds. Anyway, so update 3.3 came out yesterday, and we got started on the new Archon quest. So tonight we're going to continue the Archon quest. I'm also going to do some wishing. Hopefully I'm not going to do very much wishing because all I really want is Faruzan. I am not trying to get either of the 5-star characters, although I think I'm gonna wish on the Ito banner. I think I would rather have Ito than Wanderer. Oh, whoa, okay. Okay.
Ad Astra Abyssosk.
Oop. Okay, we got notices. Ooh, wow. We got like 4 new issues here. Ooh, okay. So after you cast the Wanderer's elemental skill, you do not want to sprint, apparently, because it says his Kugoryoku points are consumed abnormally when he sprints. Okay. Not going to affect me because I am not trying to get the Wanderer. Game client crashes when playing the new Huawei device. Bro, what is a Huawei device? I don't even know what the hell that is. The Hilly Hullabaloo. Oh, okay. Don't care about that. Error in the reward for Faruzan's trial. Oh. Oh yeah, I think we saw that one already. Okay. We got Genshin Impact Tools, Battle Chronicle. Oh, okay. Alright.
Personally, I think the idea of things staying the same forever is quite beautiful. But alas, that is simply not the way the world works.
Alright. Well, I guess we'll just go straight into continuing with the Archon quest. So we need to go... Where do we need to go? Oh, I forgot it's in Inazuma. I'm like going around Sumeru. Where the hell is this thing? So why in the world are we now wanting to talk to Aminoma Togo?
We've made it to Amanoma Smithy!
Ah, it's been a while.
Oh, okay, yeah. I think he said he was wanting to like go around and ask people something. I can't remember what he was going to ask now. Pardon me. I'd like to ask a question, if I may.
Of course. Go ahead.
About the Raiden Gokaden. Oh yeah, he was going to inquire about like if to see if people have forgotten about the Raiden Gokaden now because of something that the Wanderer did. Basically, the Wanderer like erased himself from history, so now people should no longer have any memory of the Wanderer. Although, for whatever reason, Aether here remembers everything. He remembers Ruka Devada, and he still remembers the Wanderer as well. Yeah.
Oh. Now there's a question I wasn't expecting. Very well. I'll tell you what I know once more. The once renowned Raiden Gokaden, comprised of 5 branches. Aminoma, Futsu, Ishin, Hyakume, and Senju.
Okay, that's good enough. He knows. We don't need to hear anymore.
The art of forging practiced by these 5 clans was first taught to them personally by the almighty Shogun. Over time, the 5 branches diverged from one another as generations of bladesmiths honed and perfected their craft until they became 5 distinct traditions. Most of the great swordsmith clans of old have since fallen into decline, and for a long time, only the Amenoma branch kept its art alive. But fortunately, Kaedehara Kazuha recently returned to Inazuma and took up the mantle of the Ishin art. Now, 2 clans remain of the original Gokaden 5. If my memory serves me right, you yourself were present when he forged the Ishin blade.
Oh, yeah, we were! Paimon remembers that now. We learned a bit about the decline of the Raiden Gokaden then, too. It seems like such a shame.
What was the reason behind their decline?
That, my friends, is a tragic tale indeed. In fact, this was not made known to me for most of my life. All these years, I knew of those great clans' demise, but never the cause. Only recently, when the question was on my mind, did I ask Kaedehara Kazuha about this. He told me that, as we are both heirs to a branch of the Raiden Gokaden, it was right that I should know the truth. There is no harm in telling you, but I must warn you. It is a dark and sorrowful tale. The Raiden Gokaden were the targets of a murderous rampage by a vengeful bladesmith.
Vengeful? Why?
400 years ago, so I'm told, there was a catastrophic malfunction in Tatarasuna's furnace. One brave swordsmith heard the commotion and chose not to flee, but he rushed to the scene, hoping to prevent a disaster. Tatarasuna was home to a state-of-the-art forging and smelting operation in that day, and overseeing it was the armory officer. His surname was Niwa, though he had family ties to the Kaedehara clan.
Okay, so Kazuha already knew about this story, apparently.
Knowing that they had just one chance to save countless lives, Mr. Niwa and the swordsmith leaped together into the furnace. The furnace quickly stabilized, but neither of them made it out.
Okay, wait. That's not what happened.
The smith's death, though heroic, dealt a devastating blow to his family's fortunes. His orphaned son was left to fend for himself, and grew up deeply resentful at the world. In his heart, the whole of Inazuma was culpable in his tragedy. He hated the almighty Shogun for her apparent indifference towards his father's death, and he hated everyone who had done nothing to try and save him. Powerless and destitute, the only legacy he had to pass on to his children was his hatred. Generation after generation bore this grudge, living in utter misery. Alas, if only the story could have ended there. But 100 years ago, the then head of this family reached the end of his wits. He could bear their fate no longer, and yet he could do nothing to change it. Finally, he made a drastic decision to take revenge on the Raiden Gokuden. In doing so, he sought to vent his pent up anger and shake the very foundations of Inazuma's forging industry. In his fury, he murdered indiscriminately, killing even bladesmiths from the Hyakume clan which he belonged to. His goal was absolute, the devastation of all of the Raiden Gokuden. But when he came to the Kaedehara and Kamisato clans, his killing spree came to an abrupt end. He failed to catch them unawares. They fought back fiercely, and they did not spare his life. That is why the Kaedehara clan and their Ishin art survived that day. I suppose they were the lucky ones, under the dire circumstances.
The legend of the Raiden Gokuden has changed. Someone else attacked the swordsmiths. Okay, yeah, that's what it seemed like. It seemed like what he was saying didn't quite match up with that vision they had while they were in the Irminsul. It looks like the Balladeer did something in Irminsul, but it seems Niwa still died.
Was there anything else you wanted to ask?
Have you seen Kazuha recently?
Kazuha? Why, yes. Just yesterday, in fact. We spoke for a while over some tea. He seemed well.
Phew, so he still exists. And he's the same Kazuha I know. Things don't seem as bad as I feared last night. That's all. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Don't tell Paimon. There are other places you want to visit too, right? Your expression says it all. You can't hide anything from Paimon. On to the next stop. Lead the way, traveler. Paimon will be right behind you.
To the Yashiro Commission. Oh.
We're here! This is the Yashiro Commission's headquarters, so...
Traveler, it's been a while.
Hello.
If you're looking for the Commissioner and Miss Kamisato, I'm afraid your timing is unfortunate. They're not here right now.
Are they out on business?
The Commissioner is out on business, and Miss Kamisato is standing in for some meetings in the Commissioner's place. If it's urgent, you're welcome to wait inside until they get back.
What do you think? Shall we go in?
Thank you. We'll take you up on that offer. Can we take a walk in the courtyard?
If it were anyone else, I couldn't allow it. But seeing as you're so close with the Commissioner and Miss Kamisato, I think it should be okay.
We'll be heading in then. Thanks!
Well, the traveler just gets all the
Hello,
perks,
dears.
doesn't he?
Is there something you want to say?
Ma'am, can I ask you a couple of questions?
Of course, traveler. Yes, I know who you are. Miss Kamisato has told me about you. What would you like to know?
Does Miss Kamisato have a crush on me? No. How are the commissioner and Miss Kamisato these days?
Oh, they're both very well indeed. Lately, Miss Kamisato has been rather busy attending all kinds of meetings and occasionally paying visits to some local organizations on the commissioner's behalf. As for the commissioner himself, well, you know, busy as ever. That much hasn't changed. Although he does seem to be in a rather good mood these days.
So pretty much business as usual on the Yashiro Commission, huh?
Very much so.
Ayato is still the Yashiro commissioner. Ayaka is still the lady of the house. No changes there. As far as I can see, nothing's changed in the Yashiro Commission either. I was expecting as much, but it's still a big relief to know that the Kamisato siblings are both safe and well.
Well, got any more questions?
That's all for now. Many thanks.
You're very welcome. In fact, I would love nothing more than for you to come and visit more often. But I'm sure you must be far too busy to have time for that. Miss Kamisato talks about you all the time. She seems so thrilled to have you as a friend, and she's always saying how talented you are and how much she admires you. I must say, many things in Inazuma seem to have taken a turn for the better since you arrived here. So you're not just Miss Kamisato's knight in shining armor, you know. You're a hero to us all.
I'm flattered.
I mean it. Whenever the commissioner dines at home, Toma always joins him. I always find myself at my most relaxed when I'm serving the two of them and listening to them chat away. The commissioner has such a busy schedule that he doesn't always have the chance to take his meals at home, but given the opportunity, he always prefers to dine here. They say it's because Toma's a much better chef than most. Oh, the commissioner is so fond of home comforts. They get to talking about you sometimes too, you know. Always with a very fond tone. The way one would talk about dear old friends around whom one can truly be themselves.
God, this person talks so slow!
Miss Kamisato occasionally joins them as well. Whenever the whole family gets together and they start talking about people they've met and experiences they've had, you always get a mention. It's been many years now since the late Mr. and Mrs. Kamisato passed away. Much has happened in the Kamisato clan in that time.
And I am officially fucking asleep now.
As someone who is old and gray enough to have watched their son and daughter grow up, it makes me so happy to see them meet a dependable friend whose company they enjoy so much. So, in the future, if you ever do have the time, please know you are always very welcome at the Yashiro Commission headquarters. There will always be at least one old lady who would be delighted to have the pleasure of your company.
Thank you, the people of the Kamisato clan. are very dear to me.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Paimon likes it here too. Also, you were saying something about the food here being really great.
That was supposed to be sleep talking, by the way.
Paimon's itching to try it. We may just have to invite ourselves around for dinner sometime. Paimon meant we should come pay a visit again real soon. Ideally around dinner time.
Of course. You're always welcome.
Alright, goodbye for now. Where are we going next?
To bed. Because this lady put me to fucking sleep.
Great! Goodbye, ma'am. Don't worry, we'll see ourselves out.
All right, then. Take care now. Hope to see you soon.
Oh, are you two leaving already?
Yep, everything's taken care of now. Don't worry.
Very well. Safe travels. Goodbye.
Well,
Just trying to...
here we are. But what are we looking for? Something or someone?
Do my eyes deceive me, or is that the Traveler and Paimon?
Xavier? What are you doing here?
Xavier? That's how you say that name? Okay.
I was in the general area, and now I'm in this specific area. There, that's me. So what about you two?
We have some questions and thought you might be able to help.
Do you know much about Tatarasuna?
Certainly do. I've researched the furnace here in some depth. If there's anything you want to know, just ask away.
How well do you understand the history of this area?
Like the back of my hand. Make no mistake, I have been here a good many times before. Not only that, but I've met people in Inazuma whose families used to live in Tatarasuna years ago. They said it's all true, the history here.
Go on, I'm listening.
Oh, well, it's a long story, don't you know? The tale of Tatarasuna starts a long time ago. I'm told that its history is one of the most foremost forging and smelting operations in the nation, goes back around 1,000 years. Still, the furnace has had a couple of serious maintenance issues along the way.
A couple? When exactly?
One was just in the last few years, the other was several hundred years ago. A fun fact, I'm not the first Fontaine tech guy to come and work on it either. There was a guy back then too. They say he was a mechanic who consulted on a technology upgrade. It seems like the technological collaboration between our two nations goes back a long way. How about that?
Mechanic, huh? Looks like the doctor still sabotaged the furnace, leading to all the ensuing chaos.
Hey, weren't you gonna ask Xavier something about Tatarasuna? Come on, ask already.
I am.
Oh, I didn't realize you two were here for a history lesson.
Me neither. Paimon doesn't know what's gotten into this one today. Feels like we've been preparing for a history exam or something.
What brought this on? Did you just wake up today with a sudden burning desire for historical knowledge?
Pretty much. Yeah, that's a nice white lie there. So can I ask one more question?
Sure, go ahead.
Have you ever heard of a kabukimono connected to Tatarasuna?
A kabuki mono? No, I can't say that I have. I do know the word, Inazuman for those eccentric types who always go around dressed to the nines. Just the sort of person that I'd like to meet, actually. But sadly, I've never had the pleasure, nor have I come across anything to do with a kabuki mono where Tatara Suna is concerned.
So there's no more Kabuki Mono. Did the Balladeer really manage to erase himself from history completely? If so, he must have wanted to change the world and revert everything back to the way it was. But so far, it looks like the majority of changes have only affected himself. Thank you, Xavier.
Of course! Don't mention it.
Oh, we're leaving? Okay, bye, Xavier.
Oh, you're most welcome. More than happy to help. Farewell.
Oh wait, that's
Looks like you got all the information you're looking for.
that's right. That's that guy that was like trying to make that movie, right? He was like filming those two actors that were like pissed off at first, but then he like rewrote the script or something. Isn't that the same guy? Anyway, time to go back and see Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Sure, but what's up with you today? Whatever it is, it seems like it's really troubling you. Keep your smile, Spino Crocodile. No matter what happens, Paimon will always be there for you.
Spino Crocodile. Okay. Thank you, Paimon.
Hey, don't mention it. Alright, let's head off and go meet Nahida.
Achievement. Okay, what did we get? Discover the consequences that are resulted from the Balladeer entering Irminsul. Alright. So now we gotta go over here somewhere. Bro, now we're going back to Sumeru.
Hey, it's them!
Akaba, Sawada, you're still here?
Are you still talking about the essay?
Indeed we are. If you have a moment, we'd love for you to join us once more.
We have time. What do you want to talk to us about?
It's the same topic we discussed last time. Obviously.
Still looking for more info about Tatara Suna, huh? Should we join them?
Perfect. These two have researched Tatara Suna's past. Let's hear what they have to say.
Unfortunately, we haven't made any real progress.
Ow. The article that you let me read last time was great.
Huh? Oh, of course.
Bro. Okay, why we got like a highlighted section here? Okay.
I presume you'll want to read mine as well.
Oh God.
Here.
Seriously. Okay, do we have any highlighted? Okay. We'll just read the highlighted stuff. Okay. The content has changed. Another effect of tampering with the information in Irminsul. The balladeer said he'd erase 2 of his names. If he really succeeded, it must have taken all of his might, but still,
Well, what do you think?
a masterpiece.
Hey, Traveler. Remember how last time Akaba was saying how he wished he could gather more information about all this? Well, we just got back from Inazuma. So how about we tell them what we learned?
Sure.
What did you find out? Something big?
It's a long story. Basically, we have some friends in Inazuma, and...
Wow, so many new details. Thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Well, well. So it all comes down to one man's desire for revenge. Huh. You heard this from a member of the Armanoma clan, you say? Then I guess it must be true. Ugh. So there's no ghost story here after all.
This new information actually lends further credence to my hypothesis. Evidently, swordsmiths were seen as having an incredibly prestigious role in society those days, to the extent that harming them was conceived of, at least by the perpetrator, as a way of exacting revenge against those in power.
Yes, yes, okay, point taken, you were right. But that doesn't mean I can't carry on with my novel.
And they're back at it. These guys are really into this.
We've got some things to take care of. Bye for now.
Oh, so sorry. Look at us, prattling on about our projects and ignoring you. Thank you so much for the information.
You're welcome. See ya.
Keep us in the loop if you find out anything else.
Will do.
Okay.
Nahida, we're here! Traveler, Paimon, how have you been? Ugh, where to start? Paimon hasn't had a moment's rest this whole time. That night, we ended up chatting and chatting until suddenly the sun was up. And then he decided he wanted to go to Inazuma.
I was investigating the situation with the balladeer.
The balladeer? It sounds like some kind of code name.
Oh no.
You look troubled. Is there something you need to tell me?
Even Nahida doesn't remember. Just like last time, any changes to Irminsul affect her as well. The balladeer acted quickly. He finished erasing himself before Nahida could stop him. I'm the only one who still remembers the things that were erased. Once again, I am the record keeper.
Traveler? Hey, what's wrong? You look so upset.
There are things that have happened that only I can remember. I have to tell you the truth. I guess I should be reading this too. There once was one named the Balladeer, created by the Electro Archon. He was a puppet who lived among men. After a series of events in Tatarasuna, the Balladeer, thinking he had been thrice betrayed, left Inazuma to roam the world beyond. With no trust for humans, and only loathing for the gods, he bore his grudge for years as he grew in strength, then returned to Inazuma to take his revenge. He tried in vain to become a deity with a gnosis, and ended up losing everything. Finally, he entered Irminsul and learned the truth behind his betrayal. Knowing now that his entire life was built on lies, he did the unthinkable in an attempt to reverse his tragic fate.
That's quite a story. So, this puppet known as the Balladeer erased himself from Irminsul, hoping that he could change the past. But how was he even able to do that? As the Traveler said, he very nearly became Sumeru's deity. Admittedly, I remember it a little differently. I don't recall finding anyone inside the machine after we defeated it. Nevertheless, it does make sense. If someone were to successfully erase themselves from Irminsul, the world would change to reflect the new reality. So, you believe this person really existed, and we just don't remember him because he literally changed the world? Yes. Theoretically speaking, it is possible to do this. But I'm struggling to imagine the kind of person who would dare go through with it. The Traveler comes from a world beyond Tevat. That's why there's no information about him in Irminsul, and it also explains why any changes to Irminsul wouldn't affect him. So if there's anyone in the world capable of retaining memories from a past that has been rewritten, it's you. It's quite incredible when you think about it.
You can say that again.
Paimon's having a hard time understanding this Balladeer guy's motivations. Why did he do it? I can only make inferences based on the information we've been given. As for what kind of person he was, only you remember that.
I'm really not sure. We were enemies after all. I don't know his perspective on all this, so I can't say why he did something so extreme. Did he want to reset everything? Or save someone? Or did he want to completely undo his existence? Everything can be set right. It's time to solve this once and for all. Maybe that's all there is to it. I still remember the question he asked. He asked me specifically, and my hesitation gave him his answer. I hesitated because I witnessed Greater Lord Rukkhadevata erase her own existence, but I can't tell Nahida that. To put it another way, I know why the Balladeer was so sure it could work, but I can't tell them that.
Something else worrying you? Something that you can't share?
He chose such a radical option, and yet...
It couldn't change the fate of the ones who had died, right?
Yes.
Once the Balladeer realized he hadn't been betrayed after all, it must have completely changed his view of the people of Tatarasuna. Now he saw them as friends again. He couldn't keep hating humans after that, and if he thought there was a chance he could save his old friends, it would be hard not to try. The story makes sense, every part of it. The Balladeer tried to achieve godhood with the Doctor's help. He was unsuccessful, but retained the power to connect with Irminsul. That power then enabled him to change what was recorded in Irminsul and erase himself, even though he didn't have much strength left. Yeah, it does make sense, but it still ended in tragedy for his friends. It just feels so hopeless. He gave everything to do this, but it seems like he got nothing in return.
Yeah, he changed the world in many ways, and yet the dead still didn't get a second chance. Those fated to a tragic end could not be saved. What exactly did he want to fight back against? The betrayals in his life? Or did he wish he'd never existed at all?
Please wait a moment. I want to check something. Found it. This should be the one. It turns out that I have a strange way of confirming everything he has told us. What is it? A record from a personal collection. It was tucked away in a corner. You should take a look. Is this a fairy tale? Who wrote it?
This matches everything I said.
I authored this record myself. Huh? You wrote a fairy tale that somehow has something to do with the Balladeer? When combined with the Traveler's narrative, it's clear that this story is an allegory. Everything in it is a symbol for something else. Hold on. So this record survived from the past? Yes. Any information about the Balladeer or the Kabuki Mono and other records will have been changed. But I wrote this story in a way that means it was left intact. Changing the information in Irminsul changes to that. But Irminsul can't change information that was well hidden in advance. I guess I must have written this story as a backup before the Balladeer entered Irminsul. That's incredible! What a great idea! And sending the Traveler into Irminsul with the Balladeer must have been a further precaution. I knew he'd remember everything. This story is abstract enough that it still resonates with the present information recorded in Irminsul. But if we connect all the different pieces together, The true story that emerges is the one he told us, the now erased life of the balladeer. There was once a lone monster draped in fox fur. The monster found a family of foxes, joined them, and they became friends. The monster lived with the family day and night, and everyone treated it as one of their own.
I'll be right back. Grab my phone charger here. Okay.
Once in a while, the monster would take off its fox fur at night and lament to itself as it gazed at its reflection in the water. I am a monstrosity, yet they are too foolish to see it. I pity them. But the monster soon found solace when another came to live among the foxes who was not their kin. A kitten, carved from the wood of a white tree who had been abandoned by the humans. The kitten too wished to become a fox, but its tail was too slender and it could not grow a coat of richly colored fur. Yet when the other foxes saw this, they spoke words of comfort to the kitten. Even without a tail and fur like ours, you are still one of us. Furious at this happy resolution, the monster lit a fire on the mountain. The terrified animals panicked as the fire spread. The only way to extinguish the flames was to make a sacrifice. A gray fox stood up and addressed the monster. It said, "You are the cleverest among us. Surely you can help us find a way to solve this." The monster smiled, led the fox toward the fire, and murdered it. The gray fox's heart was turned into a beautiful drop of water, clear, spotless, and pure. The monster gave the heart of water to the kitten, telling him, "The foxes have decided. You are the one who must be sacrificed. Take this, quench the flames, and die for your fox kin." The fire was extinguished, but the kitten lived. It left that side of the mountain and found a little bird who had a broken wing. The two promised they would spend their whole lives together, but the little bird did not have long left to live. It passed away soon after. After burying the bird, the kitten left the mountain for good. Never again would it cherish a single creature, nor a single blade of grass that stood on that mountain. The kitten spent the nights wandering aimlessly, gnashing its teeth at the moon. How it wished to swallow the moon and devour the moonlight. If the world could only return to darkness, then it would finally be peaceful and content. I will become the new moon, the answer to everything. Then, no one will know that there were once birds, foxes, and cats in this world. And no one can know that they were different.
Bro, what the fuck was that monster's problem?
Solved it! I remember now. This is not just the balladeer story. It is his very own memories. I made a backup so that it would be preserved no matter what happened. To become a god, he was experimented on and modified countless times. It was brutal torture, and the only reason he was able to survive is that he was a puppet. This memory was extracted from him by the scholars. Presumably, they kept it to have something to defend themselves with. Creating a deity was just the first step. Some of them wanted to be able to control it. That's why they backed up his memory for later use. I buried it deep inside one of my own dreams, and then hid it inside an allegorical story so that it wouldn't be altered. It's hard to believe that this person really existed, let alone that he tried to get rid of us on more than one occasion. Paimon has no memory of him at all. He completely vanished like a puff of smoke. The balladeer agreed to help me look for information about the Descenders, and although he was unsuccessful, he still helped you. Before he vanished, he confirmed an important detail, that Conria was where your twin first came into this world. We still don't know how the change to Irminsul will affect the senior ranks of the Fatui, but in all likelihood, they won't even remember their own Harbinger.
It feels like life is as insignificant as a feather.
It sounds like Paimon wouldn't like this guy a whole lot if he was still around. But still, Paimon doesn't like the way it all ended that much better. This is why wisdom alone cannot answer all our questions. We look, we see, and we comprehend, but the question still troubles us. So the answer is not everything. People yearn to find the truth and then conquer the troubles they face. When you give someone the truth, you give them a chance to choose their own destiny. To others looking on, this may seem like a pointless endeavor, but for him, the chance to act on his desire to disappear must have meant a lot. Never forget that even when we walk beneath dark clouds along a road filled with suffering, the light of wisdom is always there, guiding us toward a better destination. And that is what you have been doing all along. Yeah, Nahida's right. Cheer up! How about we go get something to eat? We can pick up this heavy conversation again later. Good idea. Paimon, why don't you take him out for a walk to clear his head? You got it! Come on, Traveler! You need to get out of your head for a while. You'll feel much better after taking a walk. Let's go get a snack from one of the stalls in the Grand Bazaar! That'll be sure to lift our spirits. It must be really tough being the only one who remembers all that, but Paimon's always here to help cheer you up.
Solve Nahida's hidden riddle and discover the Balladeer's past. Okay, let's go ahead and do some wishing, and then we'll switch over to Majikoi. So yeah, I think we'll just wish on the Ito banner. Alright, jeez. I think. Yeah, I don't have enough to buy anything right now, so yeah, I'll just have to use 10. Okay. Oh, we got Yanfei. Okay. Well, yeah, I don't even use Yanfei. Oh, wow, that's her final constellation. Okay. Well, we got C6 Yanfei now. Oh, go here. Two of those. Let's see. Okay. I guess we'll do another 10 wish. Favonius sword. Okay. Oh, not again. Come on, man. This is ridiculous, man. I mean, it wouldn't give me Layla. Now it's refusing to give me Faruzan. God dang it. Alright, we'll do one more 10 wish, and if we don't get her here, then I'm probably just gonna give up. God, another bell. Fucking God, are you fucking serious?
Most humans could have the entirety of their fleeting lives
Okay, well, I guess we're not gonna get Faruzan either. Jesus Christ. I'm getting ready to get off, so...
Two short lines. Their stories really make for terrible...
Alrighty, well, we'll just switch over to Majikoi now.
Ad Astra at...
Alrighty, I will be back here in a couple minutes.
港ソフト。マジで私に恋しなさい。
Alright, I am back. Yeah, here we go. Isn't that crazy how much smaller the resolution of this visual novel is compared to Genshin Impact? It's just sad. Oh goodness, okay. Okay, so last time on Majikoi, we finally got the arrival of the foreign exchange student from Germany. Her name is Christiane, but she just goes by Chris for short. Apparently she is a pretty hardened fighter herself. Her main specialty is fencing, apparently. She got challenged by what's her name? Kazuka or whatever. You know, the little sister girl that everyone treats her like a dog. Yeah, she challenged Chris. And she actually fought with her training wristbands still on, so she was like handicapped. And Chris ended up winning the duel. So yeah, that and then Yamato decided that he would take it upon himself to kind of give Chris a tour of the town. So that is where we left off. So, here we go. We trudged along the river. This is the Tama River. At this time of year, you can see the sweet fish that wintered in Tokyo Bay migrating upstream.
日差しで光る鮎の銀鱗。美しい光景だろうな。
Yeah, hold on a second. Let me scroll down here. Turn the music down. Okay. Do you fish?
ああ、リューベックは運河と海の町。船に乗って旧市街地を一周できるんだ。
It sounds serene. And so I took Chris to our next destination. This is the Kawakami Temple.
これが伝説の憲法寺、日本の最終兵器。
Is that what they call it back in Germany?
なるほど。奥から溢れてくる陶器とこの品格。素晴らしい。ああ、クリだ。何してんのよ、うちの前で。
I like how this character, the new character Chris, is basically just someone. Obviously, the story was, of course, written by someone from Japan, but basically, this character is kind of the manifestation of someone from Japan imagining a foreigner, like imagining a foreigner's, I guess, limited perspective of Japan based on if they had only watched, like, samurai dramas and stuff about Japan. So, I find that rather amusing. Miyako was busy with her club, so I'm showing Chris around town.
どうよクリ川上院壮大でしょ。
ああ、素晴らしい。やはり日本に来てよかった。
だったらお賽銭を払うのよ。ほれ出しなさい。
Hey, Wonko.
冗談冗談。
姉も学長もこの寺院もすごい風格だというのに、犬だけが妙に浮いているのだな。
Burn!
やるまぐれで勝ったのに調子に乗ってさ。でも私はこれから走り込み。バカに構ってられないわ。
Stupid heads. Keep at it, Wonko. Pat, pat.
頑張るわよ私。レディーゴー。
犬は素晴らしい向上心だな。
If you think that much of her, please try to get along, okay?
あちらから売られている気がするのだな。
You're not wrong. Anyway, while we're here, let's hit up a cafe. I'll have 2 kuzumochi. The traditional sweets here are delicious.
なんとも風情があるな、この通りは。
See how many people here are in our school uniform?
うん。観光客も多いな。みんなが食べているあれがくず餅なのか？
Yeah, they're famous for it. Momo senpai loves it too.
それは楽しみだ。
They come with soy flour and molasses, and taste even better loaded with them. You won't believe how well the sugary and savory flavors go together. Haha, I heard that.
からかわれたのか。
Sorry.
はしたない。
Her cheeks grew pink from embarrassment. Oh, it's ready. We've got our kuzumochi.
では早速いただきます。蜜をつけてきな粉と一緒に食べる。おいしい。
You like sweets, right?
なぜわかる？
You don't have much of a poker face. There's no need to blush, just enjoy it.
本当に美味しいな。ドイツのみんなにもお土産で送っておこう。
Yeah, I'm sure they'll love them. And you eat gracefully too.
普通ではないだろうか。
Let me ask you a question. What's your hobby?
ぬいぐるみ集め。
I see.
なぜにやけるのか。
She shot a small frown at me. But I was simply surprised to learn she had a girly side as well. I mean, what if Nissan's dignified exterior hid a love of stuffed animals? It would be adorable. But in reality,
特技は敵を殲滅させること。好きな漫画は北斗の拳。
with her, what you saw was what you got.
ヤマトは何が趣味なんだ？
Reading, watching movies. Oh, and I have pet hermit crabs.
ヤドカリ？珍しい趣味を持つのだな。
They're friendly and so cute. You could say that I have a soft spot for cute things.
わかる。猫のぬいぐるみの可愛さは至高だ。
Nothing is cuter than a hermit crab. I probably shouldn't have said that aloud.
お？映画というと、やはり70人の侍とかか？
Yeah, it's one of the rare movies that both film critics and the general public love, though it could have done with a few less samurai. It was a classic of Japanese cinema. Wait, is this like a real thing, or did they just make this up? Let me see. The 70 Samurai. Wait. Okay, nah, dude. There's no the 70 Samurai. They just made that shit up. Okay. Regardless, it was one of the films that really got me into movies. There was also... Old movies weren't my specialty, but I knew enough to hold a conversation. I usually tried to know a little bit about everything. So, my favorite version of The Village of Seven Gravestones is the 1977 one. The crime scene is practically something out of a horror movie.
あの桜の花びらが散る中でかけてくるシーンは引き迫るものがあったな。映像美が素晴らしい。
You really do know a lot about Japan, huh?
日本が好きだと言ったのは伊達ではない。
Yeah, I'm awed. She's going to do well here, I thought. But I wondered if I could get her number. Chris, do you have a cell phone?
ああ、侍の国でもこれは普及しているんだな。
Would you mind telling me your number? I'll give you a call when our class is heading out to do something.
ありがとう。でもすまない。父様に男性に連絡先は教えるなと言われている。
Figures. Don't worry about it. He must really care for you. She's like a princess in a castle. So I decided to... I don't know. I'll go ahead and save it. But I think I'm just gonna give up. Ugh. Oh yeah, I wanted to ask you something about Lubeck. I didn't need to go that far to get her number. Before I knew it, it had gotten pretty late. We should probably start heading back.
あ、そうだな。 ヤマトと話すと面白いな。
Chris said, smiling gently. Same here. I can't believe how much time passed. We got along really well, if I do say so myself. I went to the register to pay.
一人500円だな。
Let this be my treat, to celebrate your arrival. I mean, it's not much, but still.
嬉しいが、そういうわけにはいかない。
I'd rather just get the bill paid. It's fine, really. It's only 500 yen.
そうはいかない。受け取ってくれ。
The truth is, I made this 500 yen thanks to you, so you really don't have to feel indebted or anything.
私は何もしていないの。
We actually gambled on whether you'd be a boy or a girl. I went on to explain the details. And that's how we used our knowledge you were a girl to make some pocket money. Well, that's all there is to it, so there's no need for you to... Chris?
ヤマト、それはイカサマ行為ではないのか？
Swindling? I'd prefer to call it informational supremacy.
賭博行為も好ましく思わないが、相手を騙すといった行為は良くないぞ。
What?
正々堂々と五分と五分で勝負するべきだ。
There's beauty in that, but it's not my style. I'd rather do everything I can to secure a smooth win.
なんと、それはいけない。いざ尋常にと言うではないか。
What's wrong with using your brains?
頭を使うのはいい。イカサマはダメだ。
It's not wrong if you don't get caught.
そんな考えをしていたのか。ふぬけめ。
What's cowardly about it?
ヤマト丸夢日記のヤマトと名前が同じなのにな。
Honestly, I'm more a fan of Yami.
闇丸？金をもらって人を殺す外道ではないか。
He doesn't follow the rules, but his actions make sense. That's cool in my book.
あんな悪人をか。理解しかねるな。
I mean, I never really got Yamato Maru's obsession with justice. It's insane.
なんだと？何よりも義、素晴らしいではないか。
For starters, maybe he could stop being such a hard ass all the time. Maybe use his head now and then.
闇丸なんて。
Yamato Maru is no better. Grrr. We stood at odds. The friendliness a few minutes ago all but forgotten. Look, we need to get going. I still gotta take you to the dorm at least.
そうだな。
We were silent on the way back to the dorm. Oh, there you are. I've been waiting for you, Chris-chan.
クリスティアーネ・フリードリヒです。改めてよろしく。
She's in your hands now, Mrs. Shimazu. Ah, your meetings today? Take care. Bye. You're in a foul mood. Did you get in a fight with Yamato-chan? He really is a good boy with lots of friends.
直江ヤマトか。
Can you believe that?
ヤマトがせこいて使ってっからだ。
失礼な女だね。案内したヤマトに対して。
策を用いるヤマトに怒りを覚えるなら、正統派肉弾タイプの俺様ならクリス落ちるか？
無理無理。ああいうタイプは口うるさいよ。
まあ父親も怖いしな。俺様の肉体も銃は弾けない。
そういう生真面目そうなのを落とすのが面白い。私の美少女パワーでクリスをメロメロにしたいな。
That power's looking pretty manly from where I'm. Ow!
生意気なヤマトをこねくり回して遊ぶかな。
She pulled me towards her, so I cast the only spell that could repel her. Nissan, isn't it about time you paid me back the money you owe me?
寝たふりする気持ちはわかるけど、私の分もね。
さて、ポップコーンでも食べるか。
Oh, man.
無視した。
なんてな、しっかり金は持ってきてるさ。
She scooped Miyako up in her arms.
助けてヤマト。寝取られる。狼に食べられる。
都合が悪くなるとああするよう調教してある。
いいな。私も調教したいな。ぬるぬると。
では私と一緒に調教するか？ねっちりと。
I feel like I'm in a den of vipers, all waiting to pounce if I even blink.
この強い木と普通の木はワンコとモロロか。
Oh, come on. The fuck out of here. Who's Mororo? I don't even know who that is.
二人来たんだ。相変わらず便利なセキュリティ。
今2階の階段あたりだな。
Nissan was using her key to scan everything within a 2-kilometer radius, allowing her to immediately detect if an intruder approached the building.
到着。飲み物買ってきたよ。
Then I'll hold on to them. Oh, the robot is Mororo? Okay.
おお、キャップ以外はみんな揃ってるね。
Oh, wait. Maybe he's Mororo. I don't know.
もうすぐ来るだろう。モラ何してたんだよ。
48の画像収集用の PC が重くて調子悪いって言うから家まで見てきたんだけどさ、常駐ソフトが同時に立ち上がりまくってて、そりゃ重いはずだよ。で、まあメモリ増やすより先にリソース不足を解消しようと、不要ファイルとかレジストリーなんかをソフトで消してってデフラグとかかけていって。
出た。モロの機械語り。
おーい、誰かあれ聞いてやれ。左のガクト行け。
ヤドカリオタクもいるし、迷惑な存在だぜ。
You got a problem with hermit crabs? Have you not seen how cute they are when they move? People could learn so much from their relaxed nature and...
二人に増えてしまっただろうが。早く止めろ。
ヤマトは引き受ける。たとえ低層を失っても止める。
Oh, please. Jesus.
ヤマトの低層が心配だ。
すでに低層なかったりしてな。
そしたら殺す。
盛大に殺す。
低層？何のこと？和菓子の一種かな？
なんという無垢な存在。眩しくて見えない。
お姉様、何の話なの？
子供はどうやってできるか。そんな感じだ。
おお、エロチカな会話だったんだ。私そういうの全然わからなくて。教えてお姉様。
レズには興味ないね。
お前とことんクールよの。
いつまで喋ってるんだ、射程。最後の一人が来たぞ。
Ouch! She bopped me on the head. I heard the sound of a scooter. That must be capped.
ああ、間違いないな。この楽天的なキーは。
Another stampede.
お、駆け寄ってくるとは俺に懐いてるな、ワンコ。
待ってたわよ、晩ご飯。
ああ、そっちね。全員揃ってるようだし、始めるか。おれ、今日の余り分だ。量多いぜ。
Capped dropped his bags on the table and opened them up to reveal what he'd picked up from his work. Rows and rows of sushi.
大量ね。ザルパックもある。
今日はかなり余ったからな。ガンガン食え。
モロロ、寿司来てるぞ。ほら、お前は箸使う派だろ。
ビデオカードアクセラレーターつけて18万で売れ。あれ、あ、キャップ来てたんだ。
食う準備しないと欲しいのなくなっちまうぞ。
これだけの量の寿司があれば結構持つぜ。
甘いな、ガクト。
あたしらがっつり食べる心構えよ。
ヤマト、はい醤油。
Thanks.
ヤマト、はいタバスコ。
No thanks.
いるでしょ。
You already mixed the hot sauce into the soy sauce, didn't you? It's way too red.
それじゃ、いただきます。
At Cap's command, everyone shot out their chopsticks. Well, except the ones who used their hands.
おいしいおいしい。ただ寿司だわ。
フライドチキンも良かったが、寿司もいいな。
The Kawakami sisters shoveled food down their gullets with their hands. Leftovers are the best part of working part-time. Oh, I'll have some of that negitoro.
んで、ヤマトっちはバイト見つかったのかや。
I'm giving it a lot of thought, but working with customers is too tiring for me.
俺も宅配寿司はもう終わりだな。短期だったし。
望み通り何か面白い経験できた？
バイトの作業自体は簡単な宅配だから特にねえけど、釣り好きの人が店長でさ、夏休み奄美大島に釣りに連れてってくれるってさ。船の中止まりで大物とかガンガンいけるってすんげえ楽しみ。あと宅配先ってご老人宅が多いんだ。そこでさ、福引券もいっぱいもらっちゃったりして。
可愛がられてるね、キャップは。
次はどこでバイトすっかな。
金曜バイトは食べ物系にしなさいよね。
わかってるよ。よう食うやっちゃな。
ワンコの食べっぷりは私を超えているな。
ほんと？やった
ー。ほら、ご飯粒がついてるだろ。
食べて鍛えて武術もお姉様を超えるぐらい頑張る。
そうか。
しかしここもずいぶん荷物多くなったな。
Okay, well, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and stop here. Call it a night. I don't know how long this scene is gonna last. Alright, let's see, I got anything going on tomorrow? Oh, nah, I don't. So, yeah, I guess we'll just, we'll continue the Archon quest on Genshin Impact tomorrow. And, I'll see about maybe throwing in either Star Wars Squadrons or Majikoi again. So, have a good night.
はい、お疲れ様でした。
Have a good night. Majikoi again. So, have a good night.